Alright, math lovers, let's go over this integrated math 3 quiz number 3, sections 111 to 114. I assigned it the week of September 30th, 2020. Match the following quadratic functions given the first column with the corresponding graphs. Okay, so here I have two graphs that are in standard form. How do I know this is in standard form? Well, I notice that there are no parentheses. No parentheses. Okay, what does that mean? You're going to have the standard form from your foldables ax squared plus bx plus c. Do you guys notice this strategy I'm doing here is I'm writing the form right above my given. Why do I want to do that? Is because then I can identify that the A is 1 in this problem, my B is 8, and my C is 21. The problem below, this would be A is negative 1. Remember, you can just write a 1 right there. And my B value, which is negative 12, and C value, which is negative 29. Alright, so what's the advantage of both of these? Well, the A value, if it's positive, this means it tells you a hint. Use the A value to help you to answer the question. So A is 1, so it's going to go up, and then C equals 21 is a y-intercept. That's the advantage of the standard form. Down here in blue, A equals negative 1. Remember, negative people are frowning or have sad faces. Negative people are down in life. And then negative 29 is where it crosses the y-axis. So let's go ahead and look at my graphs here. Okay, so notice my C value of negative 29 is somewhere down here, and this graph is facing down, right, down. So this is going to be the g of x graph. And then this graph up here, down here, you'll notice that the y-intercept is going to be a positive number up here, right? And it's also facing up. So this is going to be my f of x graph. Okay? Question number 2. Categorize the quadratic expressions by whether they are in standard form or vertex form. So again, how do you tell the difference? The standard form is going to have ax squared plus bx plus c. No parentheses. It's as easy as that. How about the vertex form? The vertex form is a times x minus h squared plus k. So there is one set of parentheses. Alright, so we just have to identify those that have only one set of parentheses. So let's go ahead and look for those. Okay, I see this one, and this one. These are all vertex. And then in blue, I notice that this one has no parentheses, no parentheses, no parentheses, all to the power of 2. So these are all standard form. So those are the ones you would just drag over. All right, question number 3. Consider the quadratic equation. Y equals 2x squared plus 12x minus 3. Well, I look at my foldable and I recognize no parentheses. So if it has no parentheses, this is standard form. And we were working on identifying the A, B's, and C's for quite a bit of time, right? We've even done that back in factoring. So A is 2, B is 12, and C is negative 3. Did you notice how here the A, B's, and C's are never x or x squared, right? It's the numbers in front. Those are called coefficients. Coefficients. Okay, part B. What is the axis of symmetry? So it gives us an equation. Let's just write this equation out. negative b over 2a. So let's just use my highlighter here. Okay, so I need the b value right here. So b is 12. And then we're going to use a value, which is 2. So let's write that out. X equals negative. The b value was 12, and 2 times the a value, which was 2. And let's just go ahead and simplify that. So x equals negative 12, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So did you notice I'm doing that negative sign at the very end? That's just my preference. 12 divided by 4. Remember, if you don't understand cross canceling in some ways, 12 is really 4 times 3. Right? So cross out your 4s. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I cancel out that equals 1. So I'm left with x equals negative 3 is my answer. Let's highlight that if it's not clear. All right, let's move on to this question now. Kind of big. I don't know if I can zoom all the way out. Can't. The graph of a quadratic function is shown on the graph. Okay. Which equation best represents the axis of symmetry? So the axis of symmetry is what folds our graph in half. Okay, so I'm going to highlight it here in pink. This is my axis of symmetry. And what I like to do is, let's just say you pick some random order pairs here on this line. Okay, and let's make a table of values. That is the order pair right 2 up 6. And then this order pair here is 2, 4. And this one down here is right 2, 0. 2 on the x-axis, 0 on the y-axis. And what do you notice? You'll notice that all of your x values are what? 2. So that choice A is there. Okay? And something just to point out that the vertex here in our table of values is on the axis of symmetry. So let's write that. Axis of symmetry in pink here. Symmetry. And that point there in orange, they call it the vertex. In this case, it is the highest or maximum in our roller coaster. Okay, those are all synonymous, vertex and maximum to that point right there. And notice how that point is on the pink line. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, let's look at question number 5 now. Analyze f of x equals 4 times x minus 1 squared minus 2. Student asked me, what is this f of x thing? Remember, if it confuses you, you can just write y, but we're using more of the function notation, it's called. Function notation. Now you can simply just change it to a y, but it looks better. You're in Algebra 2 Integrated Math 3 that you've been doing this for quite a while. So, and count how many set of parentheses you have. You only have one set. One set is vertex form. So using your foldable, you'll recognize it's there, and then you can just write the form right below it. A times x minus h squared plus k. Okay, so let's use our highlighter. And let's change it to a lighter color. And so my a value here is 4. You have a drop-down menu, but I don't. I'm just writing on this PDF. So a equals 4. Now, is this 4 here positive or negative? It's positive. And what do positive people do? Positive people smile, open, up. So up is my correct answer. Part B, what is the vertex? So the vertex are the letters H, K. That's the significance of using the vertex form. The vertex form has this word vertex in it. and it helps us find the vertex, which is the letters H and K. So if I just go above and identify our H value, okay, let's see if I can, this is the trickiest one, okay, let's see if I can do it with my pen. Oh, don't get the minus sign. Okay, why is that important? Let's see if I can do it even better. The H value is a positive 1. Let me say that one more time. The H value is a positive 1. Why is it not negative? Because the negative sign has to be in the formula right here. Do you see that negative sign? It's got to be in the formula. Okay, some people just think of it, oh, it's opposite of what you see there. Yeah, it's opposite of what you see in there, okay? All right, let's do the K value now. The K value is whatever's on the outside over here. So we just have a negative 2. So our K value is going to be a negative 2. 1 comma negative 2. Okay, that's the answer. And look over here. Oh, wow. You got a hint, right? One quick note. This H value right here is actually the axis of symmetry. So if order pairs always go x comma y, that means the equation for the axis is axis of symmetry is x equals 1. Okay, so we said up, right? Question number 6. A student is solving the problem x squared plus 10x plus 1 plus blank equals 16 plus blank by method of completing the square. What number should be added to both sides? Okay, so in completing the square, you're going to first identify your A, B, and C. You're going to use the formula x equals negative b. Ooh, I got confused. The common mistake is I was about to write the vertex x equals negative b over 2a, and that's actually incorrect. To complete the square, you're going to have to be using b over 2 squared. And that's the number you add on both sides. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I have x squared plus 10x. And completing the square, or whatever I'm going to put in the blank, is really all of this. Okay, so let's do that together. So ax squared plus bx plus c. So a value is 1 and my b value is 10. So my b value is 10. I don't really need the a value. And what is half of 10? It is 5, and 5 squared is 25. So here I'm going to have to write 25. So you're adding 25 to both sides. Why do you add 25 to both sides? You need to be equal. Okay, I have a lot of kids in my house, so what does it mean to be equal? If I give someone 25 pieces of candy and not the other kids are not going to be happy. So they want it to be fair. It has to be equal or balanced. So you're going to put 25 on, you're going to give each kid 25 pieces of candy. The answer is 25. Okay, some review questions here. Number 7, which expression is equivalent to 4a minus 7 quantity squared? Okay, I like to tell students this story like, think of this as like your pair of Jordan shoes, right? And this exponent out here kind of tells you the quantity. Like how many pairs of shoes are you checking out from the Nike store, right? So you have essentially 2 sets of these, right? So let's write that 4a minus 7, 4a minus 7. Okay, then you have to think about what is the math operation. The math operation between them is multiplication. So you're going to have to do this box method. Now here you can use either FOIL. It's the same thing as this box method, okay? You can choose. So if you learned the box method from another math class, then use that. I'm going to write these on the top here. And whatever method you're using, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to multiply to get the inside, And then you're going to add or combine like terms on the inside to get your answer. Let's do this together. 4a times 4a is 16a squared. Why? Because 4 times a, that equals 16a squared, okay? 4a times negative 7 is negative 28a. 4a times negative 7 is negative 28a. Negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. So let's go ahead and combine like terms. I have 16a squared. No other of these boxes have, we did multiplying, now we're adding, have a squared. Now these two boxes have both a to the first power. So you just add like terms to those that are in front. So negative 28 minus 28 is going to be negative 56a. And then you'll notice that this one has no letter A's. That's a 9, so that would be a positive 49. And that would be choice B. All right, last question here. Select the expression equivalent or equals to. All right, what do we have to do in this problem? So this one you have to take care of, okay? These parentheses over here I don't need. But this one I do. So you can think of it as a negative 1, and we're going to multiply this negative 1 to each of these terms. And then over here I have negative 2x and 5. So we're going to have to multiply there. Now I'm kind of saying that the line above is equal to this middle line. So I have negative 4x plus 3, negative 1 times, let's make sure we're clear, times, negative 1 times negative 2x is a positive 2x. And negative 1 times 5 is a minus or negative 5. Let's just combine like terms here. I have negative 4x and a positive 2x. So I'm just looking at the numbers in front. Negative 4 plus 2 gives me a negative 2x. I can combine those. They're like terms. Did you notice the word like terms only refers to adding or subtracting? Plus 3 and a negative 5 gives me a minus 2. So my answer is negative 2x minus 2. So our answer would be B. All right, good luck, guys.